The Browns come in off an inspirational win at San Diego, Trump, last Sunday. The Steelers back.
Well, I think he's already done it, and that is he went back to the fundamentals of preparation. On Tuesday, he really gave him a piece of his mind, and on Wednesday, he took him out there for 3 hours. And this game is more than a game. In Cleveland, this is Steelers week. This is not the Pittsburgh Steelers here today. This is an entire week. So there's a lot of reputation on either side here at stake for these two teams and the fans that support these two teams.
So the Browns have won the toss, and they'll receive to start the game. Joe Morris and Eric Metcalf are back deep. Gary Anderson is the kickoff man. You see they've been playing a long time. The 83rd meeting. Browns have won 8 of the last 10. This is Eric Metcalf at the goal line for Cleveland. And good special teams play by the Steelers as they come down to sweep him under. Coming down to make the tackle. Dwight Stone was down. As we look now at the offensive line of the Cleveland Browns, Tony Jones, John Rista. Steeler fans will remember him as a former #1 draft pick of the Steelers. Now Cleveland Brown, Mike Babb at center, Ed King and Dan Fike on the right side. The quarterback is Bernie Kosar. Eric Metcalf and Kevin Mack in the lineup today. Missed last week's game at San Diego with a hip bruise. They thought it might be a season-threatening injury. As the Browns now go 1st and 10 from inside their 15-yard line. Kosar looking to pump on 1st down. Delivers the ball downfield, and Webster Slaughter makes the reception. Out at the 24-yard line. David Johnson was the cornerback defending on the play. As we look now at the Pittsburgh Steeler defense, a big blitz there from Greg Lloyd. Aaron Jones up front. Gerald Williams is the best down lineman. Hinkle, Nickerson, Little, and Lloyd, good linebackers. Very much in sync. In the defensive secondary for the Steelers, David Johnson and Rod Woodson are the cornerbacks. Carnell Lake and Thomas Everett are the safeties. Steeler defense, Trump, has been sound for the most part this season. It's been the offense that's been problematical.
The only problem with the Pittsburgh Steelers defense has been allowing their opponents on 3rd downs to convert. They have really missed the opportunity. That pass to Slaughter just short. And I did notice that the Cleveland Browns started the game with Leroy Horde at fullback, not Kevin Mack. Mack comes in on this play.
Mack listed as their starter at the outset of the day, but he will play, did not play at all. As the Cleveland Browns were down last week, it looked like their season was down. They were down at 3 straight losses going to San Diego and down 17-3 late in the 3rd quarter. And they rallied to tie the game, then fell behind again, tied it again, and subsequently won it in overtime on an interception return by linebacker David Brandon. Now on 2nd and less than a foot, Kevin Mack puts his head down and dives out to the 25-yard line. He has a 1st down for Cleveland. Tackle on the play was made by the strong safety Carnell Lake and by inside linebacker Hardy Nickerson.
And you can see what Cleveland is doing here, an awful lot of situation substitution. And of course, since Ozzie Newsome left, they really go with a 3 wide receiver offense. So they bring Galbraith out. Langhorn's in there. Michael Jackson's in there. And so is Webster Slaughter.
2 wide receivers set to the left, 1 to the right. They're strong left in their alignment. Tight end is to the left, as here is Kevin Mack turning it upfield. And Mack breaks tackles, and he's not done till he's all the way out to the 39-yard line. Thomas Everett, the free safety for the Steelers, makes the tackle, but well downfield as Cleveland, which has had problems with its running game, gets a big gainer. A 13-yard run by Kevin Mack.
Excellent block up front by 33, Leroy Horde. And then you see Kevin Mack still taking on tacklers, which is probably his greatest attribute. A guy who breaks tackles constantly all over the field. So 2 straight 1st downs now for Cleveland, off to a fine start.
Bernie Kosar is 7-2 career as a starting quarterback against the Steelers. Kosar, sidearm throw, it's hit and then lost. It would have been 6 for the Steelers. As Carnell Lake, the strong safety from UCLA, he was a consensus All-American linebacker. He had a play on the ball but couldn't hold it. The bad throw was forced by the rush of Aaron Jones, 97.
Jones right in his face. Jumped right around the right tackle, Dan Fike. And how did Carnell Lake miss this one?
Room service interception.
And of course, Bernie, to this point, no interceptions in this season. That should have been his 1st.
He's gone 235 passes now without an interception. The NFL record's 294, set by Bart Starr a long time ago. Markers go down as the Browns go to the run. Leroy Hort, fighting hard for yards, is out to the 45-yard line on a 2nd down and 10 play. Hardy Nickerson, a very talented inside backer from California, is the man who made the stop for the Steelers. Bob McElwee signaling offside. Browns got a free play. They gained over 5 yards on the run. But now they'll take the penalty and go 1st and 5 rather than 2nd and 4.
Defense, 5 yards, 2nd down.
Now they're going to take the run.
Jones was just offsides. Little things like that drive head coaches nuts. You know, last week Pittsburgh had 14 penalties. And you see the jump there by Jones. Gerald Williams, the nose tackle, 98, also jumped a little bit, but that's a lack of concentration. Those defensive linemen are supposed to look at that football.
Kosar moving the team early. Hand up to Kevin Mack, and the 235-pound back with breakaway speed takes it close to midfield and about a yard short of a 1st down. Aaron Jones was on the stop along with outside backer Brian Hinkle.
Well, so far Cleveland very conservative in their approach here offensively. They've thrown the ball on 1st down. They've run some play action on 1st down, and they've tried to get Mack up through the line of scrimmage on 1st down. So they're trying to show Pittsburgh as much as they can in this opening drive, especially on 1st downs.
Right now it's 3rd down and a yard. Power set for the Cleveland Browns. In motion is Slaughter back towards the line. 2nd back through is Kevin Mack, and he appears to have enough as he cracked the plane at midfield and got across the line to the 1st down mark. Donald Evans was the tackler for Pittsburgh.
Cleveland's idea at the outset of this game is to make Pittsburgh respect this running game. Again, a decent block by Rusan up front. Nice push by the Cleveland Browns offensive line, and he just gets enough. The reason the run by Mack is so important at the outset is Cleveland feels that the play action against the Pittsburgh defense will work. And of course, for the play action to work, you've got to have a threat of the run up there to at least get the Pittsburgh Steelers to respect your ability to run.
Bill Belichick, the head coach of the Cleveland Browns in his first year, the youngest head coach in the NFL. Coming here as defensive coordinator, his previous position with the Giants and their Super Bowl champion of a season ago. Now we have an official stopping play. Delay a game call against the Cleveland Browns. Play clock ran out, so they're set back to their 45-yard line, and they'll have 1st down and 15. Bernie Kosar coming in with good passing numbers so far this season. 7 touchdowns, as mentioned, no interceptions. Completing a high percentage, over 64% of his passes. He's been sacked 17 times.
I loved his line yesterday at practice when we were talking to him. He said, you know, above all else, this is a results-oriented business, and he can make some positive results for the Browns.
Right now he goes to the screen pass to Kevin Mack, and from behind Donald Evans makes the play. Number 66 for the Steelers. So the Steeler defense in position, and they sorted out the Cleveland Browns screen, which looked to be effective at least at the outset, but then Evans breaks it down for a loss of 2 yards.
Evans does an excellent job. He gets blocked on the left-hand side here, but reads the screen and is out there to get right in the way. See 66? He comes from behind Kevin Mack to assist on the tackle. That's a nice play by defensive end. This guy's been all over the place and started in the NFL as a fullback, then went to a linebacker, and a few trips later to the training table, he's a defensive end.
Right now, the defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers digs in, looking for Kosar to throw from the shotgun on 2nd down and about 18. Throwing a catch. Ball is taken in by Reggie Langhorne, who made some terrific plays to help bring the Browns from behind last week at San Diego. Langhorne gets down to the 46-yard line of the Steelers. Tackle on the play by the free safety Thomas Everett.
This is Langhorne right here, and he runs the cross. They've got 94 Brady covering him, but the foot speed of Langhorne just beats this play. You can see that there's only one receiver that Bernie Kosar is looking at, and they pick up half of what they need. Very smart call, well executed.
3rd down and 7, ball on the Pitt 47-yard line. Kosar with time to throw downfield, and he hits an open man. The sure-handed Brian Brennan diving at the ball at the 32-yard line. All-Pro Rod Woodson was defending against him. Brennan, out of Boston College, with those terrific hands, makes a diving reception.
Excellent job here. It's the same pattern they just ran to Langhorne. You see Langhorne short, Brennan is deep. And they make the completion off the same play that Langhorne just caught.
And the Browns continue this opening drive. This came off the opening kickoff of the game. 8 minutes and 23 seconds to play in the first quarter. Back to Kevin Mack. He looks for room to run, breaks the Steeler front line, and takes the ball to the 24-yard line. First and 10 run, and Kevin Mack is ahead for almost 8 yards. Tackle on the play by Hardy Nickerson, but the Browns, Trump, getting some good blocking from the former Steeler, John Rienstra.
Rienstra, of course, the guy who just couldn't get it emotionally together in Pittsburgh, comes to Cleveland and has been accepted well by his teammates. And you're right, that was a good push, but what an opening drive here by Cleveland. Started at their own 15-yard line. 5 carries, now 29 yards for Kevin Mack. Great news for the Cleveland Browns.
Browns have had problems, as you see, putting up points on their opening drive. They go back to Mack. Slant run into the left side of the Steeler defense, and he takes the ball down to the 22-yard line. Outside backer Brian Hinkle comes up to make the play. Thomas Everett gets into a pushing match after the play. He was hurt badly here last season in the season opener. Lacerated his forehead, and had to leave the game, and it really turned the game. The Steelers never had their pop after that. We'd like to welcome those of you who've been watching the Houston Oilers rout the Bengals 35-3. The Cleveland Browns are driving on the opening drive of the game as they go back to the run. With the ball is Joe Morris, the former New York Giant, who takes the ball down to the 16-yard line. David Little was the tackler. This is Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy at Cleveland Stadium. An overcast day. The wind is starting to come in off the lake. It was 75 and sunny all week long, and it was that way yesterday. But now the temperature has begun to drop. It's into the low 50s and dropping, just like they like it for these two arch rivals, the Steelers and the Browns. Kosar masterfully working the Cleveland offense down the field on this opening drive. On 2nd and 4, he goes to Joe Morris, and he bangs down to the 13-yard line. Lloyd, an outside linebacker. He was the tackler, but there's a 3-yard gain on the play.
They have shown an awful lot of offense here, and for the Pittsburgh defense, this is discouraging. Coming into the ball game, allowing just 3.5 yards per rush, 3.8 yards per rush. Excellent figures, and the Browns have just marched right down the football field here. Now, I'm not sure that Chuck Noll thinks right now that his tongue lashing, as Dave Brazil, the defensive coordinator, the tongue lashing he gave his team on Tuesday has taken effect yet.
Defense, as mentioned, has played well for Pittsburgh this year. The offense has been misfiring, but now the Cleveland Browns are the attacking team, and this time they're thrown back. 98, the nose tackle Gerald Williams and outside backer Brian Hinkle come up to hit Kevin Mack head on. So the Browns are stopped on 3rd down, and they send out their field goal team.
Missed opportunity for Cleveland to start this drive at their own 15. Excellent job by Williams, the nose tackle, shooting the gap along with Hinkle there to make the tackle. There was no room whatsoever, so a little lift for Pittsburgh's defense here, stopping Cleveland.
Here's Matt Stover. He's been hot this year. 9 of 10 field goals he has hit, and he does it again now, 10 of 11. And the Browns, who've had trouble on their opening drive, this time come up with points. Taking it down the field, Stover putting up the first points of the game, same as his number. And the Cleveland Browns take a 3-0 lead. We'll be back with the Browns kickoff in a moment. The Cleveland Browns have just taken the ball on a 15-play drive, 70 yards down the field. The payoff end, a 34-yard Stover field goal. Matt Stover now with 10 of 11 field goals successfully.
Look at that time of possession, 10:08. Pittsburgh's had great problems with the number of offensive plays they've run. Cleveland just destroyed 3/4 of the first quarter.
Browns have bad memories of their last meeting with the Steelers last December at Free River Stadium. Pittsburgh blasted Cleveland 35-0. Here's Rod Woodson, one of the best players in the NFL, running back the kick. But the Browns are his match as they take him down to the 20-yard line. Harlan Barnett, nicknamed the Bang Stick, a big hitter, came down to make the play on a 13-yard return. Bernie Kosar working his offense well on that opening drive, and we'll be back with the Steelers on offense in a moment.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering. By Liberty Mutual. We're our customers' advocate at Liberty Mutual because we understand the costs involved. By First Brands Corporation, makers of Prestone Advanced Formula Antifreeze. And by Norelco patented lift and cut shavers. We make clothes comfortable.
We're back at sold-out Cleveland Stadium on the shores of Lake Erie. Pittsburgh Steelers down 3-0 after the Browns' opening drive. Neil O'Donnell hands off, and Hodge runs up the middle and takes the ball close to the 31-yard line, but there's a marker down in the Pittsburgh backfield thrown by the referee.
Yeah, they had two guys moving. When two guys go in motion, they both have to stop. Both tight ends move, so it's a legal procedure. Great start.
Two men moving before the snap, and they did not reset. Illegal motion.
Joe Walton,
First down.
the beleaguered offensive coordinator of the Pittsburgh Steelers, who's seen his team misfire and misfire. Somebody said last week after all the false starts, they had more false starts than NASA.
That certainly didn't make Chuck Noll happy.
Oh, no, he's not. On 1st and 15, O'Donnell, strong of arm, dumps it off. A big tight end, Eric Green, 260 pounds, runs it out close to the 25-yard line. He got 10 yards. Run out of bounds by inside backer Richard Brown and outside backer Van Waiters. Offensive line, John Jackson has probably been their best player at left tackle. Ricketts, a #1 draft choice. He's had problems jumping offside. Dermody Dawson, a strong center. Hasselrig, the former NCAA wrestling champion who never played college football, starts at right guard. And Punch Ilkin, the veteran right tackle. O'Donnell in the second year from Maryland. His runners, Warren Williams and Merrill Hodge. Lewis Lips, who's caught only one touchdown pass. Linebacker Brian Hinkle scored that many for the Steelers this season. They want more from Lips. He's teamed up with Dwight Stone as receiver. And the tight end is Eric Green.
And it was just a personal foul penalty against Cleveland, a late hit out of bounds, so you had 15 yards to that. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh.
O'Donnell hands off. Merrill Hodge, who was the most vocal critic of his teammates after their lackluster performance last week against Seattle. He blistered him as hard as Noel did. And Hodge can do it. He stands tall every week. A 10th round draft choice who's been a terrific player. Front seven for the Browns. Pio Sangapulatelli had a big game against San Diego. James Jones is a rookie. He's been a terrific player for Cleveland at defensive tackle. Michael Dean Perry's a Pro Bowler. Mike Wise, the X-Raider at right end. Waiters, Brown, and the veteran Clay Matthews are the backers. And the defensive backfield, which has been banged up, Minifield and Braggs at the corners. Harlan Barnett and the ex-Ram Vince Newsom. Pitts back. Warren Williams run with the ball. And the Browns defended well. And a 2nd down and 3 play. The knockdown is made for little or no gain. Big James Jones, number 96, was the man who made the stop. As we look at the Cannon 10-minute ticker, Houston goes to 7-1, tying the Buffalo Bills for best record in the American Conference. The Bengals trump 0-8. Chicago hands New Orleans its first loss. Battle of the Bays. Green Bay beats Tampa Bay. Detroit's gone up on Dallas as we look at some of the later starting games. Seattle, a hot club in the American Conference. After a 1-3 start. Neil O'Donnell has to hurry. He pitches the ball ahead. This is Merrill Hodge running the ball across midfield for a first down for the Steelers. As the Steelers dig into their bag of tricks.
Just the shovel pass. They option off Sangapulatelli, the defensive end. Richard Brown is the guy who eventually makes the tackle, but that's about as long a shovel pass as I think you'll see in the NFL. That's enough to pick up the first down.
Neil O'Donnell, the quarterback's taken over for banged-up Buddy Brister. O'Donnell is big, 6'4", 220, in his second year out of Maryland. He has all the tools. All the Brown scouts liked him coming out of college. Now against the blitz, he dumps it off, but he's a little bit short. To Lewis Lips on the near flank. Lips apparently the hot receiver, but a dangerous throw as Clay Matthews came on an outside backer blitz.
And Matthews was untouched, got right in the face of O'Donnell. Lips runs the out here. 36 Braggs in coverage. It's just a hitch, actually, and you can see O'Donnell just can't get it out there. He's got a strong arm, so the pressure by Clay Matthews just destroys this play. You see Dawson, the center, tries to get out there and make the block on Matthews. Matthews too fast.
Clay Matthews in his 14th year from Southern California. He says he no longer takes it year by year. Now he takes it game by game. As the handoff goes to Warren Williams on 2nd down and 10. He hits down close to the Cleveland 45-yard line. Gain of about 4. Michael Dean Perry and Richard Brown were the tacklers.
Joe Walton, his offense sending the plays in with players. They usually hand signal them, but I think with O'Donnell in there, you want to make sure you're getting it right. So you see the messenger people. That was Chris Callaway coming into the huddle. One of the problems they've had on 3rd down.
They've had problems converting 3rd down. Conversely, their defense has given up. Over 44% success rate to opposing offenses on 3rd down. Now the 79,000 make it tough on O'Donnell as he looks to throw from a shotgun. Drills the ball for a 1st down. Callaway, a receiver from Michigan, coming off to Frank. Turns in and right in the middle of the Cleveland 3-deep zone. He takes the ball out the 28-yard line for a 1st down.
I have a feeling that's a formation that Cleveland has not seen Pittsburgh in, because Callaway is right on the line and he just goes behind the linebackers in front of the defensive backs and hooks up. Barnett was the closest man there. Harlan Barnett, 37, but that was a strange formation that produced a nice hole in that zone for Pittsburgh.
Only the 9th catch of the season for Chris Callaway. Big hit for young Neil O'Donnell as his team drives on, trailing 3-0. Out pattern. Another connection. This one's to Lewis Lips. Inside the Cleveland 25-yard line. A gain on the play of about 6 yards.
Well, both these teams opening drives going right down the field. Lips, the outside receiver, rather wide to run the hitch, but he does anyway. You see 58, David Brandon trying to drop out underneath there, but O'Donnell makes the connection. And Lips comes off the field. They have not gotten him the ball enough. You can't get this kid the ball too much.
One of the best, Lewis Lips. He's been an all-pro player. He comes out now as they go to a power set. Deep back is Williams. He gets the ball. Warren Williams from Miami of Florida. Working hard to get a single yard, perhaps, maybe 2. He's down close to the 20-yard line on 2nd down and 4. And that'll do it for a quick first quarter lead, but when we come back for the start of the 2nd quarter, the Steelers are on the move. Goes boom down inside the 35 through linebacker Hardy Nickerson.
And I see 2. One is for not sure about McElwee.
Offside, defense number 93.
Keith Willis.
Offside, 93 defense. The penalty is declined. 2nd down.
Well, you can see that Cleveland's using everything that they can. 93 is drawn off. Bernie using the hard count, as it's now called in the NFL. And there was nobody open downfield, so he slips it out to Kevin Mack, who picks up a quick 9.5 yards. There's the guy who turned it around for Cleveland here in this drive.
Brown's offense has come alive as it did late in the game at San Diego. Now they go back to their power back. Kevin Mack down to the 32-yard line. Hardy Nickerson, leading tackler, makes the stop for the Steelers. Now while we have a moment, let's go to NFL Live in New York and Bob Costas. Bob?
Don, the Redskins are the only undefeated team left in the NFL now. Late rally by the Bears at the Superdome. They go 52 yards on 4 plays in a minute's time, and with 54 seconds left, Jim Harbaugh throws this 12-yarder to Tom Waddle. They upset the Saints on the Saints' home field, 20-17.
And And here at Cleveland Stadium, the Browns, with a field goal off their opening drive, have a 3-0 lead now. Following an interception, they're driving again in the second quarter. Kosar, play taken, fires out in the flat. Webster slaughters, dances upfield. He's got enough for a Cleveland first down.
Did you see Brian Hinkle there? Hinkle was the underneath coverage, and he turns his back to the quarterback. Watch 53. When he sees it's a pass after Horde passes the quarterback, Hinkle just turns his back. The ball whizzes right by his helmet for a completion and a first down.
A reminder that the conclusion of today's game will be presenting the Avis We Try Harder Award, which will be given to the game's MVP. Cleveland, a victor over the Pittsburgh Steelers 8 of the last 10 meetings and 11 of the last 13 here at Cleveland Stadium. Remember that domination by the Steelers through the 70s and early 80s? They won 16 straight at Pittsburgh against Cleveland. Now the Browns go to Leroy Horde, a big back from Michigan, and he's taken down by Keith Willis. And here is the Miller Genuine Draft Light 10-minute ticker.
Marty Nickerson also on the stop for Pittsburgh.
Game clock here. Winding down. Quick moving first half. Clock running with 12:50 to play.
Second down and
First
8
half.
at the Pittsburgh 18.
Eric Metcalf now comes in the game on 2nd and 8. They like to throw him the ball. He's the lone setback. 4 wide receivers are in the game, including the very fast Michael Jackson, a rookie at the lower portion of your screen. Big and rangy, and maybe the fastest Cleveland Brown. Kosar's looking his way. Now he's got to jump off, and he goes to Metcalf, who's running in the open field. And Metcalf is down inside the 10-yard line of the Steelers. Greg Lloyd saved a touchdown.
Don, this is a matchup that Pittsburgh can't win. See 95? He's locked on to Eric Metcalf. When Metcalf slips out of the backfield, you see Lloyd tries to get back there in coverage, and now Metcalf on linebackers, Brady 94. They can't win that matchup. That's something that Cleveland can do all day long if they choose.
The former #1 draft choice out of Texas, an NCAA indoor long jump champion, a terrific athlete, Eric Metcalf. And now we have a timeout signaled for by the Steelers as Bill Belichick's team showing offense today. And they're ready to go first and goal inside the 10 when we come back. The Cleveland Browns, who jumped out to a 3-2 start this season, then lost 3 straight games and appear to be heading right back where they were last year when they were an absolute football disaster. But now, after that inspirational win in overtime at San Diego, the Cleveland Brown offense, which came alive in the second half against the Chargers, has been moving through a good Steeler defense. Kosar and the Browns with a 3-0 lead go first and goal from the 7-yard line of Pittsburgh. Kosar gets the ball slapped back at him. One of the linemen, Tony Jones, had a piece of it. It was Donald Evans who slapped it back, number 66.
I think Bernie telegraphed that one. He looked right out here at it looked like it was going to go.
Tony Jones almost caught it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Tackle.
I'm not sure which receiver it was going to. Brennan was out there. Oh, we got the wrong guy. Lloyd comes inside, and Evans also makes contact, 95 and 66.
And that gives the Cleveland Browns second down and goal from the Pittsburgh 7. Browns spread the Steeler defense with 3 wideouts deployed way out. Kosar gets time. He doesn't like to run, but sometimes he has to. He'd rather throw, and he hits it down to the 2-yard line. The tight end, Scott Galbraith.
The original receiver was Horde. And because of the inclement weather, watch what happens to Horde. When he comes out here, he's going to run this pattern, but he falls right here, and all of a sudden, Bernie's got to make it up. Watch what happens. See Horde slip? Now Bernie's got to do what he can, and a very resourceful quarterback finds a receiver down at the goal line, almost gets the ball in the end zone, but 3rd and 6. Make it 3rd and goal.
Bernie was telling us yesterday he likes a wet field. There's been some rain here today because it brings the game down to his speed on foot, slow. But he's quick of mind and arm, and Kosar fires. Oh! Leroy Horde comes up with the ball. Touchdown Cleveland. He scored twice last week against the Chargers.
Now stop it. He's got to quit this.
field to try the point after for the Browns is Matt Stover, looking for his 4th point of the game. He hits it, and the Browns capitalize on the turnover. The interception by David Brandon, and down the field they go finally on a Kosar pass to Horde. It's 10-0 Browns.
The White
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Call Domino's Pizza right now and you'll be enjoying a hot, delicious pizza during halftime.
Cleveland Stadium sold out for months. It always is when the Steelers come to town, but early today it has been a Cleveland Browns day as they have scored on their first 2 possessions. Whatever's fair on the touchdown throw, a tip ball that ends up in Leroy Horde's hands while he's flat on his back. We'll see it again in a moment as the kickoff downfield. They try to kick away from Woodson. He will down it in the end zone, and the Steelers will go on offense from their 20. Let's watch this from.
The 2 principals involved here, Leroy Horde, the running back for the Cleveland Browns, is right here. And watch Keith Willis. Watch what happens to him as Horde gets here. He gets hung up. But when the ball is bouncing your way, it is bouncing your way. Now watch what happens. Willis gets his hands up, and Horde on the ground makes the catch. That is Cleveland's football today to this point.
Whatever's fair. Look at it.
Watch 93, Willis. And Horde is down. Johnson, 44, sees it, and excuse me, I'll take it. That's his 5th catch. That's his 9th catch for 5 touchdowns.
Now the Steelers, who moved well their first time before they were stopped by the interception, go to the run. Warren Williams takes it out close to the 24-yard line. Willis was telling us yesterday that Kosar drives him nuts. He said you can't tell what he's going to do by the way he sets his feet. He usually goes the exact opposite. He looks like he's set up to throw right, and he'll throw across his body, sidearm the other way.
Well, in that particular play, looked like Steve Mizrak, you know. We'll call that one a bank shot to Leroy Horde for 6 points.
Leroy's hot. They wanted him to step up when Kevin Mack went out with an injury. He stepped up last week with 2 scores. Now he gets another today. Blitz. Hodge gets the handoff on 2nd down and 6, and he appears to have a first down for the Steelers. Vince Newsom, a former Ram, is the #1 tackler so far this season for the Browns at free safety. He made the stop. As we look now at the Schick Tracer 10-minute ticker. Lions continue to lead the Cowboys. Denver up by a field goal on New England. And here at Cleveland, it is a 10-0 game. The Browns in the lead. O'Donnell on 1st and 10. An out pattern. The ball's taken in by Lewis Lips. He fights with Stephen Braggs. Gain of 5 yards on the play.
You know, as gifted an athlete as Louis Lips is, I don't like him in motion. Get him down in the defensive backfield. Creates a lot of problems for a lot of people. When he's going sideways, I frankly think that's an advantage to the defense because you got the sideline to help you.
Steelers have not scored a point in the first half in their last 3 games. Hodge hit behind the line of scrimmage. Coming in to make the play was the ex-Raider, Mike Wise, who broke through. Wise came here as a complete free agent.
This is the old play that the fans here in Cleveland used to see Franco Harris run. It's the underneath handoff, weak side trap. Wise is there to stop it. Watch him jump inside, outside Jackson's block. Warren Williams, 42, misses the block on Wise, and he's there to get an arm right on. We got the wrong defense there. It's Keith Willis. For Pittsburgh, we're talking about Mike Wise for Cleveland making that play.
3rd and 7, so O'Donnell setting in the shotgun will have to make a downfield throw. His last deep throw was picked off. Here's an out pattern. He's got an open man, Dwight Stone. And Stone's across midfield for a first down for the Steelers. Last week in the lone bright moment on offense for Pittsburgh, O'Donnell hit Dwight Stone on a 57-yard scoring pass. Stone, the fastest Pittsburgh Steeler. O'Donnell was a standout high school basketball player, good all-around athlete, and very confident.
Watch Stone here. He comes in motion and he gets a pick with these two guys and ends up wide open out here in the flat. And O'Donnell knows right where he is and makes sure he gets it to him. That's an easy 10, 12-yard pickup, although some teams might term that illegal. Can't pick players.
Big drive for the Steelers. Good fake by O'Donnell as the defensive end, Sanka Politelli, brought it and kept after him. And finally, Merrill Hodge broke 3, and on the first down carry, he's ahead inside the 45-yard line of Cleveland for a gain of 4.
You take away that one interception, and granted, it's a big play to take away. Pittsburgh's offense has functioned rather smoothly here. They've not been stopped on many plays, gotten the ball down the field, but the one mistake by Neil O'Donnell and the interception by Brandon turned around Pittsburgh's chances, and there's Bubby Brister on the sideline. He's inactive today because of the bad knee.
O'Donnell now goes 2nd down and 4. Out pattern, a hard throw as he hits his big tight end Eric Green, who wants the ball more, and he's getting it more as he gets it today on a first down reception. So O'Donnell showing a lot of stuff as he stands in and delivers the out pattern again, the same one that was picked off and run back.
Yeah, again, though, you've got Green going towards the sideline. I think if you're the defensive staff of the Cleveland Browns, this guy's going to make a lot of catches in his career. Hey, get him over there on the sideline. Let us use the sideline as another defender.
Isn't this a weapon? Eric Green came in the room yesterday to chat with us. The building coming in. Here's Warren Williams. He's got good upfield speed. He turns it in on a first down carry. Steelers, noted for their trap blocking, are doing less of that, more zone, just firing out blocking. They've got some new people in their offensive line. Williams, who's built himself up to 216, runs with more power and came behind that NCAA wrestling champion Carlton Hasselrig to get yardage there. Gain of 4.
Of course, Warren Williams replacing Foster, gifted young man for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who's out with a sprained ankle.
One wide out. That's Dwight Stone, the ever-fast Stone. He looks to be in single coverage at the top of your screen. O'Donnell's taking a look at him, lets it go for Dwight Stone. He's in the end zone, and the ball is broken up. Stephen Braggs salutes himself, and well, he should. A big play. As John Kolb, a former All-Pro tackle for the Steelers, signals in the offensive play from Joe Walton.
Looked like it took a long time for this ball to get there. Zone coverage by Cleveland. Bragg sees it all away. And I think if you're an offensive coach, you don't want your quarterback throwing it into zone coverage. Find the underneath guy. They got him covered.
There's Stephen Braggs, who made some big breakups last week against the Chargers. They've had a lot of defensive secondary injuries the Browns have. Their #1 pick, Eric Turner's out with a fractured leg. He's a strong safety. Here's O'Donnell on 3rd down. The rush is coming. He takes a look. He's got to run, and they'll get him from behind. But there is a penalty marker down also. At the line of scrimmage, Anthony Pleasant, number 98, put the rush on and captured O'Donnell.
Illegal motion again by Pittsburgh. Well, first half, there have been some big penalties here on Pittsburgh. I'm not sure what exactly the illegal motion was, but Pleasant keeps fighting on the outside against Tunchilk in 62. Again, 2 men moving, and when 2 men move in motion, they both must come to a stop.
Browns decline the penalty, and they'll force Gary Anderson to try a long field goal. He's one of the best. This is a 52-yarder. And this is the first game of the season that the Steelers have played on natural grass. High snap. Ball is spun up, never get there. Not close. So a high snap forced synchronization off on the timing of the set down. And the Steelers again go down the field, come up empty. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy back at Cleveland Stadium, where the Steelers again have moved the ball down the field on offense, only to misfire at the end. The first drive ended in an interception, and now a field goal try is well short by Anderson. And the Browns leading 10-0, go on offense 1st and 10. Kevin Mack Takes the full brunt of Donald Evans, number 66. Donald working on his deportment this week. He was thrown out of last week's game for fighting.
Watch the snap by Dawson is high. Straczynski, the holder, gets it down, but the timing of the kick is destroyed, so Gary Anderson misses it. And that streak of not scoring in the first half looks like it's going to continue for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Don.
First half moving along quickly. 4:20 to play in it.
Somebody being worked on there on the Cleveland Browns sideline.
Second down and over 9 for Kosar and the Browns. Out pattern. Hinkle goes up high, slaps it back. So Kosar and the Browns now will go to 3rd down and long. 3rd down and over 9. He was looking at Eric Metcalf.
You can see Hinkle get way up in the air. Bernie has that ability, though, to throw the ball around people, through people. This is the formation where Metcalf, I think, is the big guy. This is the matchup that I don't think Pittsburgh can win. Covering Eric Metcalf.
Metcalf is aligned next to Kosar on the backfield. Great play. Steelers moving early. Kosar stands in, and now they whistle it dead.
That'll give Cleveland 5 cheap yards.
And the Steelers' penalty problems continue. Last week, 14 penalties called against the Steelers. One of their worst penalty days in the history of the franchise.
Well, it is against Cleveland.
This one does go against the Browns.
Before the snap, number 86, nothing. 5 yards, 3rd down.
Ryan Brennan, a wide receiver, moved early as we look at the Miller Genuine Draft Light 10-minute ticker. New England's come back to tie up Denver now. Seattle extends its lead to 10-0 over the Chargers at the Kingdome. Ball set back to the Browns' 30-yard line. They lead the game 10-0. 3rd down. Kosar steps in. Again, a Steeler left early. As an out pattern is thrown to the rookie Michael Jackson, it'll be short of the 1st down. That it looked like a Steeler jumped offside again from. Greg Veazey, number 91, was in the neutral zone. We'll see if he was drawn off.
Offsides defense, again, a lack of concentration.
Offside, 91 defense.
Now you have to take the penalty too, because they didn't get enough for the 1st down. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5 yards less than it was on the last down. There's Joe Green standing on the sideline. Stay on side, he's saying. Watch the football.
Easy arguing his case. Probably saying some head movement drew him off. It's 3rd down and 10 for Kosar and the Browns. 3 minutes and 19 seconds to play in the first half. Kosar dumps it off to Metcalf, and then at his best in the open field, but the Steelers hoarding it off, give him no place to go, and then take him down. So the Cleveland Browns will now boot the ball, the first punt of the game coming up. Brian Hansen is their punter. There is Eric Metcalf. He's not scored a touchdown this year, but is a threat to go the distance every time he gets the ball. Hansen's been a very effective punter. Lights are on at Cleveland Stadium, have been since the outset. Wind blowing hard off the way. It's at Brian Hansen's back as he hit the ball down to Woodson. Rod Woodson, the man that Bengals coach Sam White calls the best kick returner I'll ever see. Line drive. It'll come back at the Browns. Here comes Woodson from his 15. They set up a return left. Woodson turns the corner. Big block. Woodson finally taken down. He had the one guy to beat, or he would have been. So close.
Ryan Kinchin makes the tackle. Goodness, was that close to running all the way back for a touchdown. Punt return team, watch the center snap it. Brian Kinchin held up at the line of scrimmage by number 57, Gerald Williams. 48 is Kinchin. Woodson catches the ball beautifully. Richard Shelton has a big block here. You're going to see it coming up here in just a minute right there. And now watch Kinchin. The only guy that stands between Rod Woodson and a punt return for a touchdown.
45-yard punt, a 22-yard return. by Woodson. Now O'Donnell, play taken with a deep drop, looking downfield. Long ball, there's Dwight Stone, and he comes down with the ball at the 31-yard line. So this O'Donnell's cocksure, keeps gunning the ball downfield, not at all taken back by that early interception. As we're down now to the 2-minute warning, a big hit, and the Steelers are driving again.
The white zone is for...
That last reception by Stone, a beauty. Corners up, safety's out. He runs the corner out, and O'Donnell throws it perfectly for the completion. 30 yards, first down, Pittsburgh.
Now to live action. A dump off goes to Merrill Hodge. Blockers in front, and Hodge crashes down inside the Cleveland 25-yard line. Taken down by Vince Newsom.
And he gets out of bounds. The most important thing inside 2 minutes.
1:52 to play in the first half. Cleveland leading the Steelers 10-0.
Just a little swing pass out to Hodge. Ends up being an 11-yard pickup. He's got two guys out in front of him. Ricketts. And also, Jermani Dawson is out there in front. Nice job. Good call.
Merrill Hodge, a workman-like back. Gives it all he's got every week. A 10th-round pick out of Idaho State. O'Donnell stands in, looks into the end zone. A man is open, but the ball is overthrown. Again, he goes to the super fast Dwight Stone, breaking on an out pattern. Stephen Braggs and Vince Newsom were covering. O'Donnell now throwing the ball 13 times. He's put it up front for 112 yards, completing 9.
And of course, that one big throw, that interception, is the one that turned it around for Cleveland. He's found a favorite receiver today. Dwight Stone's getting a lot of action from Mr. O'Donnell.
Callaway comes wide right. You see the numbers, 2nd down and 10 for the Steelers, who trail 10-0. Going to draw. There's the Steeler trap blocking as it sends Hodge up the middle down to the 16-yard line. So the Steelers looking to catch the Browns in an all-out rush on a run by Hodge of 5 yards on the play, and there's a timeout called. As Neil O'Donnell, the second year back from Maryland, comes over from some counsel on the sideline. Cleveland, as we're back at Cleveland Stadium, Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy. Every time the Steelers have had the ball, Trump, this young quarterback, has moved them. Got some nice numbers. Now we'll see if he can take him in and get him back in it.
Yeah, and I wonder at this point how much confidence O'Donnell has in Eric Green, because this is why Joe Walton has said he's designed this offense around a tight end. A tight end down here is invaluable. He can get down in the dead spots of the zone, and O'Donnell's looked good except for the one interception.
You have to admire the way he comes back off the interception, though. He keeps throwing the ball downfield. And right now, with 1:38 to play and 3rd down coming up, O'Donnell and the Steelers need 5. There's Eric Green, who played in college at Liberty for the former Browns coach, Sam Rutigliano.
Yeah, well, I like Green down here because one guy, one defensive back, can't tackle it. So if they get him the ball, he's certainly going to get the first down and got a chance to get in the end zone.
Cleveland fans are working hard to stop O'Donnell and the Steelers. Here's a throw and a catch inside the 5. Fighting his way down to the 2-yard line is Lewis Lips. It is 1st and goal for the Steelers as the clock runs with 1:24 to play in the first half.
Well, speaking of breaking tackles, watch Lewis Lips, 83. Ends up being a 14-yard completion, just runs a hook in the dead spot in the zone. Vince Newsom can't get him down. 27. Harlan Barnett, 37. Finally gets him down. But Eric Green is blocking here. Nice throw by O'Donnell. And the Steelers have a chance to break that no points jinx.
They've not scored 3 straight games in the first half. Here is Hodge. He hits down close to the goal line, but he's not in. A 1st and goal run. And the clock continues to tick down to 45 seconds as Chuck Knoll waits for the play call. It all comes from his offensive coordinator, Joe Walton. Knoll, a defensive specialist, and there is Joe Walton getting some information fed down from on high.
They're taking their time here, Don.
Perhaps even calling on the deity to end this drought.
Now they take a timeout. They wasted 25 seconds and then took the timeout. Now, you got to be more organized than that when you're on the sideline. Decide after the last play whether you take the timeout or what. Goodness, that's their last timeout, too.
Cleveland has 2 timeouts remaining. O'Donnell.
Pittsburgh has 1 left. Excuse me, Don.
O'Donnell had it most yardage as a Maryland quarterback other than Boomer Esiason of the Bengals. Halftime will be going to the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report. We're down to 1 unbeaten team in the NFL. That's the Redskins. Today the New Orleans Saints fell on their home field to the Chicago Bears. O'Donnell well protected against the Cleveland rush, wearing the flak jacket. He's not only strong of arm, he's mobile. He can run it in. Huge drive for the Steelers, who've taken the ball downfield against a good Cleveland defense time and again in this first half, but every time have come away empty. It's 10-0 Cleveland. Heading towards the dog pound. Chuck Knoll, who grew up here in Cleveland, Ohio, said the first game he went to, he sat in what is now the dog pound. Cost him 25 cents to watch the Cleveland Browns of the old All-America Conference play the Miami Seahawks. He said that wasn't a very memorable team. He said there wasn't much to remember about that club, but the Browns were great, and later he played on the Cleveland Browns, championship teams in the 50s. One of the messenger guards of Paul Brown.
I asked him if he played between the All-Pros, Frank Gatsky at center and Lou Groza as right tackle, and he said, no, I was on the other side.
Knoll now in his 23rd year as the head coach of the Steelers. A man somewhat under fire. That's happened in recent years when they've had some bad games, and every time he's rallied his Steelers. Whoa. For this young quarterback in the Steelers, O'Donnell drops, takes a look.
Frank Minifield with great coverage, Don.
The barking dogs.
There's Minifield. Galloway goes on the inside. They're both looking at the ball. They're both going for the football. Incidental contact, no flag, and O'Donnell doesn't like it. Come on, throw the flag, he says. Come on. Well, the referee's not watching the receiver downfield, Neil. You got to go to the guy that's going to be watching.
Third down. Jones and Callaway go wide left. Two wide receivers split out wide to the right now. Ernie Mills in the game. Here's a hand. No, O'Donnell takes it himself. So O'Donnell has pointed out a mobile guy, calls his own number, and he's in on the payoff end, and the Steelers are right back in the game with 17 seconds to play in the first half.
This is the Redskins counter gap to the quarterback. Absolutely beautifully called and beautifully executed. The off guard and the off tackle pull. Watch him. Ilkin, 62 comes up. Ricketts, 71. O'Donnell right behind him. John Riggins would be proud of Neil O'Donnell on that play.
Extra point is hit up and through, and now with 17 seconds to play in the first half, it's a 10-7 game Cleveland.
8 plays, 38 yards. Watch what happens again. This is beautifully done. See the pulling guard and the pulling tackle. Tunch has nobody to block. 62. He just waltzes into the end zone. Very well designed.
So Neil O'Donnell rallies back from that early interception and scores the first touchdown of the game and the first touchdown in the first half for the Steelers in their last 4 games.
At the end, O'Donnell is right for the dog pound. And whoops. He gets a little Gatorade in his mug. He doesn't mind.
Early shower.
He doesn't mind. If
it feels better than a dog bone, you get those too down that end.
Well, if you're a visiting team, there's no place you'd rather score than into the dog pound.
Cleveland's Lands or something. Last week they had their own little dog pound at San Diego Jack Murphy Stadium. There were 5,000 people from Cleveland traveled out there to watch their team in the midst of a 3-game losing streak and to root them on. That winning touchdown was scored right in front of the San Diego version of the dog pound. Now, line drive kickoff by Gary Anderson. It'll be tough for Metcalf to field, but he scoops it up on the one hop. Breaks it across the 25 and out to the 26-yard line. So Kosar and the Browns have little time to do much now. Just 11 seconds to play in the first half. Browns and the Steelers going way back to the old All-America Conference when the Browns were the dominant team.
You can see that the Browns until 1969 dominated. Chuck Noll got there then, and from then on the Steelers took over.
Browns came into the NFL in 1950 and in the American Conference. And Bert Bell, the commissioner, said they need a football first. They ended up not only with the football, but with the championship trophy. They won the league in the first year in the NFL to the Cleveland Browns as Metcalf runs out the first half. Now the Browns do call a timeout with 3 seconds left. Time for one more play after an 11-yard gain by Eric Metcalf.
Sure, why not? Let's throw it up one time. Although you still got that streak alive by Bernie Kosar of consecutive throws without an interception. I don't think he wants to take a chance with that streak because that's special. Came into the game with 233 straight.
Like Dave Brazil was saying yesterday, Trump, the defensive coordinator for the Steelers, not only is Kosar not throwing interceptions, he hasn't even been close to the interceptions, although he was today earlier.
And he's had them bounce off helmets and hands and go into the intended receiver. You got to feel like this may be your lucky season when you can fire it through hands into a prone receiver and it goes for 6 points.
Browns' only touchdown today, a tip ball that landed in the arms of Leroy Horde while he was flat on his back in the Steeler end zone. Bernie might let one fly. Looks like he's gonna. People running deep. Guns the ball down. This is Michael Jackson. He can go. But the Steelers get him at the 37-yard line, and that will do it for the first 2 quarters. The NFL Live halftime report is coming up next. There's a Steeler down on the field out cold. Looks like it might be Richard Shelton who threw the key block on that return by Rod Woodson. 10-7 is the count. Browns in the lead. We'll be back with the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report after word from the National Football League and a message from your local station. Score at halftime, Cleveland 10, Pittsburgh 7. Porter has come back into the game trailing 10-7. Now let's join Bob Costas for the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime return. Does the same on a kickoff return out to the 33-yard line. Marker down.
Ball is down.
26-yard line. When you're signaling marker down, that's usually your signal for marker down.
Ball was down. Look at the numbers. Very, very even. The only difference, of course, the time of possession in favor of Cleveland and that one interception by Neil O'Donnell that turned into touchdown. These are the Coors Cutter halftime stats. 10-7, very close. All numbers indicate should be close.
O'Donnell brings his team out. Sends Lewis Lips wide to the left. Browns have done well defending him. Stone caught the big ball in that touchdown drive, the deep throw. O'Donnell with a pitch back to Williams. Warren Williams turns it upfield, but the Browns are there. Moving out laterally is the 14-year veteran Clay Matthews and the inside backer Richard Brown. They combine on the tackle.
Well, when the Steelers had the ball in the first half, you can see what happened. They moved it well. 29 plays. Very good. The interception was the telling play in the first half. The Browns scored after that turnover. And they finally broke that string of not scoring in the first half with that touchdown by O'Donnell.
Now he's got a throwing down, second down and 10. O'Donnell with the quick drop, quick out. Too much on it for a rookie tight end from Oklahoma, Adrian Cooper.
Well, he didn't even look good trying for that ball. Of course, at Oklahoma, they don't ask you to catch the ball much, just block people. But some receivers, when they come out and are making an attempt at a reception, they look comfortable. Adrian didn't look too comfortable going after that ball.
Third down 9 at the Steelers 31.
Third down and 10. Galloway quickly in motion as an overload on the right side. That's where O'Donnell's looking. Pump faking. He's got a problem. O'Donnell gets rid of it, makes a connection, but can they get for the first down? They cannot. Brown zone defense is in position. Richard Brown takes down Merrill Hodge at the 37-yard line. So the opening drive of the Steelers stalls, and their punter Dan Straczynski comes out.
Fourth down at the 36. Formation for Pittsburgh. Eric Metcalf, deep for Cleveland.
There's Metcalf, the deep man for the Cleveland Browns. 10-7 game. Browns in the lead. They led it 10-0. And then O'Donnell, calling his own number on a 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line, took it in. It stands now 10-7. They put a rush on Straczynski. He hits the ball well. Metcalf fields it. No fair catch. He loses the pursuit and gets out of bounds at the 32-yard line.
Oh, that is lightning. Goodness. That is quick.
Bernie Kosar continues his no interception streak. Heading towards possibly the record. Bart Starr of the Packers, 294 straight throws without an interception over the 64 and 65 seasons. Kosar now up to 247. His last interception came against the Atlanta Falcons last December. Neon Dion, primetime Sanders with a one-hander. That's what it takes to intercept Kosar. Primetime soon coming out with his own line of men's clothing. Here's a throw and a catch as the Browns and Kosar go right over the middle. Langhorne running a little hook pattern there. He's ahead for a gain of 5.
I'm telling you, the planets are aligned for number 19. That ball slides off somebody's helmet and goes directly into the receiver's hands. And that's his 15th attempt, and we've seen 3 tipped or bounced around and gone through hands, and they come to be completions. As he sets up, I could not pick up who hit the ball, but somebody did. 66 Donald Evans got his hand on it. Still a completion.
Kosar on 2nd down. He needs 6. Goes long on the fly. Webster Slaughter. What a breakup. The left cornerback, David Johnson, who they really feel is coming of age as a one-on-one pass defender. Slaughter had him beaten by a step, and then the ball hung a bit, and he recovered.
Outstanding. That was. Oh, that takes great balance, agility, leg strength to in full stride. Get up there and knock that ball away. Kosar right on the money. One of the best long throwers this game has ever known. And Webster's up there looking for a flag already, but that is outstanding coverage by Johnson.
So now Bernie and the Browns with a 3rd down and 6 play from the Cleveland 36-yard line. Steelers get a big rush, but an open throw to Brian Brennan. And he's across midfield. Cleveland first down as Brian Brennan's down to the 47-yard line. Those aren't up to 250 straight pass without an interception.
And I think Pittsburgh is spending so much time trying to stop Eric Metcalf that they're not paying attention to other receivers. Brennan right in the middle of the zone finds it wide open. There's Dave Brazil, the defensive coordinator. That was just behind the linebackers, underneath the defensive backs, an easy pickup.
Big 3rd down hit for the Browns as they drive on. Close to the 45-yard line of the Steelers. 11:30 to play in the 3rd quarter. Kevin Mack, who ran hard and well early in the game, then they got away from him, takes a 1st down slant run down to the 42-yard line of Pittsburgh. He got 3. Tacklers on the play were Hardy Nickerson and Aaron Jones. Mack's up to 35 yards on 10 rushes.
Actually, not good yards, but the fact that Kevin Mack is a threat to run the ball has helped the Browns offense immensely today. Last week, without Kevin Brown, when they were down by 2 scores, they go almost to the run and shoot, but just that threat keeps the Pittsburgh defense honest.
10-7 game. Kosar and the Browns come up with a 2nd down and 7 play. Steelers come with a 4-man rush. Kosar timing throw. What is playing, and that almost went for a touchdown on a tip ball. Jackson couldn't hold on to it.
What is going on here? I'd check that football to see if Kosar's name's on it or Tagliabue. Now this goes through a receiver's hand and almost sticks in Michael Jackson's face mask.
It's tipped.
Langhorne, Jackson, almost in the ear hole.
If he'd have caught it, he'd still be going right into the end zone. Nobody was out there to stop him.
No, Tagliabue's name is on that ball. That's not Bernie's ball.
An official ball. 3rd down and 7 now. Dump pass. Metcalf makes it inside the 40. Eric Metcalf is down to the 35-yard line and appears to have just enough for the first down. Greg Lloyd flattened him. Metcalf got up holding his shoulder.
7-yard pickup. You'll see 21. He helps on the outside pass rush of Gerald Williams, 57, and just slides out there. And, of course, the defense has already dropped very deep. Greg Lloyd there to make the hit, but it's not before a first down pickup.
Kosar looking deep on first down. Out pattern. And Webster Slaughter is ahead for a 10-yard gain. Turning out on David Johnson. He went deep on him the previous pattern. Nickerson comes over, puts a pop on, but it's a 10-yard gain and a first down.
Well, you can see the soft coverage by Johnson. Way off Webster Slaughter, and, of course, the receiver always has the advantage on these days when the field is a little slippery. Very close, but they're going to make them short of the first down.
Gentleman wearing a fine NFL jacket there. Hand off to Kevin Mack. He finds a way on second and short yardage to get the first down. Spot was just short of the first down. A week ago, Ron Lynn, the defensive coordinator of the San Diego Chargers, told us that Bernie Kosar, in his opinion, is the best two-minute quarterback in football. We asked him why wouldn't he go to that a lot more than he does. He said, we just hope he doesn't. And last week, when they were down 17-3, Kosar went to the two-minute offense, and they won the game in overtime. They scored 3 touchdowns with the offense and 1 with their defense. Here's a throw. Kosar a bit short. Looking at Webster Slaughter. Kosar saw that play from flat on his back. Hit by the nose tackle Gerald Williams of the Steelers.
They went right to the line of scrimmage on that play. Looks like they're going to do it again. I think what they're attempting to do is lock the base defense of the Pittsburgh. No, I take it back. It's not the base defense. It's the nickel defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers onto the field. Kevin Mack is running back there. Let's see if they can get into there in a trap or somehow get it to him.
Second down and 10. Kosar with a lot of time. Again, a dump off. Mack running in the open field. A good open field tackle made by Delton Hall, number 35. But Kevin Mack, with nobody near him, gets down close to the 14-yard line and another first down.
That's just taking advantage of the defense. You see, again, the deep drop by the linebackers, receivers clearing underneath, and nobody picks up Kevin Mack. Delton Hall, the cornerback, first one to him. We're going to measure again. It's enough for a first down. I frankly think this is the way offenses are going to begin to go on a more regular basis in the NFL. Tell your opponent what defense you want to face. You want to run the nickel? All right, we like running against the nickel. We're going to make sure that you keep your nickel out there and stay at the line of scrimmage. It makes sense.
That's making sense on this drive. Now Kosar again deploys 4 wide receivers. Brennan will slot back to the near side. Going in motion. You got to watch him.
Well, the trap works up the middle here when they want it.
Kosar throws. He's got Ryan Brennan down to the 9-yard line. Kosar loves Brennan. Because if you get it near him, he'll catch it.
Great hands. Not big, not fast, not quick. Always open. The Steelers now have 6 defensive backs, 1 linebacker, Brian Hinkle, and a trap up the middle to Kevin Mack is going to work. There's Dave Brazil, the defensive coordinator. It's there if they can get to it.
Despite his lack of speed, Kosar eats up the blitz. You blitz him, he'll kill you. Right back to Brennan. Again, he finds a soft spot. Running underneath the deep coverage. Thomas Everett, the free safety, made the tackle. But the Browns continue to drive on. A very impressive display of offensive football.
Johnson, the man in coverage after Brennan comes in motion. Can't keep his feet. Everett makes the tackle. Again, same offense, same defense here.
Third down and 2 now for Cleveland. Ball position at the 6-yard line of the Steelers.
Changing the play, Bernie is. Changing the play.
He has plenty of time on the clock. 10 seconds on the play clock.
No. That's legal. That's legal. Go on. They're calling it on. They're calling it on NP.
Third down.
But he was in a 2-point stance. And the offensive Players, if they're in a 2-point stance, they can reset. He was not in a 3-point stance. That's legal for the offensive lineman to move.
Not in the opinion of Bob McElwee.
That makes no difference. You're right. He was in a 2-point stance.
But you've been right on the pylon.
He's up in a 2-point stance again.
Well advised to stay in one till the ball is snapped. Kosar takes a look into the end zone. He fires a strike down to Brian Brennan at the 2-yard line. He's not in, but he has a first down for Cleveland.
Brennan again in motion. This time he runs the in. Johnson again in coverage. Harry Jones makes the tackle. Same offense, same defense. Pittsburgh takes the timeout. Cleveland likes this matchup, and Pittsburgh has lost this matchup.
So Chuck Noll's defense, just like that of the Chargers, troubled by Kosar and that quick offense. 7 Browns, but that score could change very soon as the Browns now have it first down and goal inside the 2-yard line of the Steelers. Brian Brennan has been the 8th receiver in this drive, 4 catches for 37 yards.
Well, they've been paying so much attention to Eric Metcalf, and now look, Pittsburgh already has their defense locked on the field. Cleveland changes people. They got Paul Farron in there as an extra big guy, Lee Roussan, Leroy Horde. They got their big defense in there. But Pittsburgh has their base defense.
The goal line defense now. Roussan, a former Giant, leads the blocking for Kevin Mack, but he's not in. He is close, less than a yard from the Steeler goal line. Hardy Nickerson saving the touchdown for the moment.
You need a good push by the line up front. You see Aaron Jones, 97, stands up Dan Fike, 69 of Cleveland. That's right where the run is designed to go, and they can't get it in. Oh, that signal is punch it in. I can figure that one out. Head coaches do that, you know. Come on. 2nd and 1, punch it in.
Puncher is a deep back. Kevin Mack, he gets the ball again, and he does indeed punch it in. Point is hit up and good for the Browns with an impressive drive, their first possession of the 3rd quarter. And the Cleveland Browns have now again opened up a big lead, a 10-point advantage, 17-7.
It was a good day for ideas. Plans for a sidewalk cafe were finalized. A river walk was proposed. And someone had the vision to bring luxury and romance back to train travel. Keep those ideas coming, and we'll keep making them look their best. LaserJet printers from Hewlett-Packard.
Pontiac and your local Pontiac dealer. We build excitement. By New Coors Cutter non-alcoholic brew. By Domino's Pizza. Nobody knows like Domino's how you like pizza at home.
Cleveland Browns just took it 68 yards on 15 plays. Kevin Mack from a yard out on the payoff end, and the Browns kick off as they have a 17-7 lead. Rod Woodson from the 4. He's something to behold. The great Rod Woodson takes it out to midfield.
College high hurdler. Certainly showed his form on that return, didn't he?
God. One of the best players in the NFL at any position. Rod Woodson with a 47-yard return. A Boilermaker from Purdue. and the Steelers offense gets ahead of steam on the return by Woodson as they'll open this drive at midfield. The minor adjustments being made on the sideline.
Nickerson, I think, having his hamstring stretched.
Right now, there's a break in the action with the score 17-7 Browns.
Mentioned Dan Fike didn't get the job done on the play before. Watch this one, and also the block by Roussan. And, of course, Dan Fike at 6'7". In goal line situations, tall offensive linemen have a great deal of difficulty. That time he rolls out Aaron Jones, and the Browns are in for 6 points. Nice job, Dan Fike.
O'Donnell with a first down and 10 at midfield. Williams protecting the ball. A speed back who can break tackles from Miami of Florida, and he fights for a gain of 4 yards before Minifield. The little cornerback who's been to the Pro Bowl 4 times makes the tackle.
Looked like Frank Minifield was hurt there, Don.
He's playing with 2 very sore shoulders. As we check the Hertz 10-minute ticker, Seattle continues to lead San Diego, the best losing team we've seen, huh?
Absolutely.
They're good enough to beat anybody, but they just can't get over the top. Second down and 6. Hodge, nothing there. Browns shut it down. Michael Dean Perry, the refrigerator's little brother.
Not called Michael Dean's name much, and of course with this defense now that is run by, well, they try to wham a tight end on him. No chance for Adrian Cooper to block Michael Dean Perry. I would really protest if they asked me to do that more than once. Tight ends can't block Michael Dean Perry. He's double teamed almost every down now. He is a player.
Michael Dean told us yesterday the Steelers used to come off the bus trap blocking. Now they've changed their scheme somewhat. O'Donnell's going to throw here. Third down, he needs 7. Got his tight end, Eric Green, and he's got a first down for the Steelers at the 39-yard line. David Brandon made the tackle, and that's not easy on this guy. This is a big tight end.
This is 2 tight ends. Yeah, he comes in motion, just runs a little out pattern, and frankly, it looks to me like Eric Green is a little slow off the ball there. I wonder if Eric Green might be just tired of running motion. Now, get me down in there and some action. Give me on those safeties.
He weighs 280 pounds, sans equipment. He comes in at 300 with equipment on. And he can run. So can Hodge as he breaks in. Again, the Steelers go back to the trap blocking, and it springs Merrill Hodge down to the 31-yard line, a gain of 7 yards on first down.
Well, you mentioned Green. It's a 15 double E shoe.
Well grounded.
Well grounded. Of course, you need a foundation for the kind of person we're talking about here. Eric Green he's off the board. Size, strength, speed, ability. And he's going to change defenses in the NFL if they get him down the field. Quit running him sideline to sideline. Get him going goal line to goal line.
Huge size. They say you wrap him, and he just kicks those defensive backs away. On second down, a long ball into the end zone. Coverage right there, and no flag. Well done by Stephen Braggs, covering Chris Callaway.
You see the official on the sideline. He throws his hat down, which signifies that the receiver has gone out of bounds. That's the back judge. Braggs again with very tight coverage on Callaway. When he sees him going deep, now defensive backs have learned this. Who do you call that on? That's incidental contact. They're both looking back at the ball. They're both fighting for it.
Now the down that the late Norm Van Brocklin said was the story of his life. 3rd and 3. O'Donnell with a problem. He can run for it. He throws for it. And it's caught by Merrill Hodge at the 21-yard line.
Nice catch.
So O'Donnell dodges disaster. Looked like he had an open track. Then he spotted Merrill Hodge. And it's a first down for the Steelers, who trail 17-7 as time is winding down in the 3rd quarter. 2:05 to play in it.
When the quarterback scrambles right, scramble with him. Hodge does it to perfection. He becomes the primary receiver on the scramble and makes the completion. That's his 4th catch of the day. This is well done by Hodge. You can't leave that quarterback exposed out there. Nice straight arm on Michael Dean Perry by O'Donnell.
Power set left. They've got 2 tight ends set that way. Unbalanced line. Here's a throw and a catch. It's Merrill Hodge inside the 10. And with a bull rush and a dive, he's down to the 5-yard line. Eric Green was clearing some people out there, Trump.
Yeah, that's now 5 catches for Hodge out of the backfield. This guy's tireless. And a nice interferer out there for Hodge at 280 pounds. You can't wear this guy out. Merrill Hodge. You can give it to him 50 times. He'll ask for it on the 51st.
And he was the guy that said after last week's game, I didn't see anybody out there that showed us that he wanted to play hard and win. That's changed today now as the Steelers try to get back in it. First down. Hodge again. He's down close. Merrill Hodge fighting to the 2-yard line. Tackle on the play by defensive end Rob Burnett. The game clock ticks down to 40 seconds to play 3rd quarter. A look at the Hertz 10-minute ticker. Detroit now taking a 7-point lead on Dallas. New England hanging tough with the favored Patriots at Foxborough. San Diego hanging right in at Seattle, and the Vikings extend their lead to 14-0 over the Cardinals at Tempe, Arizona. A touch of winter in the air here in Cleveland after 75-degree temperatures yesterday. Temperature dropping, noise level building as the Steelers challenge. 2nd down and goal. Here's a throw and a catch. Adrian Cooper is on the goal line, but they don't rule him in. Linesman working hard to spot the ball.
Yeah, O'Donnell threw that just behind Cooper. It's a very difficult throw to make. He threw it just behind him, so Cooper had to spin to make the catch. That kind of messed up his momentum heading for the goal line as the 3rd period ends, Don.
The end of the 3rd quarter. And we'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Burnett, number 90, wants to make sure that Green is not a receiver on this play. Checking his shirt size there.
Warren Williams. Keep him out. Browns. Touchdown comes the late signal. Line judge comes in and rules that Warren Williams of the Steelers did cross the plane. And the Steelers are back in it, trailing now 17-13 with the extra point coming up.
That was a late signal.
Bill Belichick takes a deep breath. Bernie Kosar set to go back to work.
Bernie knows it's never easy against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Good drive by the Pittsburgh offensive line. 90 Burnett makes the first contact. Figueroa. Brown is there. Looks like the ball is on the goal line. Late signal and score. 10 plays, 50 yards for Pittsburgh. Again, you can see the Pittsburgh, the Brown defense is across that line of scrimmage. I think this play is being reviewed, Don. There's a big holdup here.
That could well be the case.
I don't know how, with the angles we've shown, that you can judge the plane of the goal line other than where the ball is in Warren Williams' left arm. And, of course, all it has to do is break the plane of that goal line, and it's in. From a high look now, let's see what happens. Hodge with an excellent lead block. Boy, has he played a heck of a football game.
Nobody had a better look at it, Trump, than that line judge right across from it.
Yeah. We cannot assist the replay guy other than the one play where his elbow's across the goal line.
They probably have to go with the official call on the field because there's not, as you like to phrase it, incontrovertible evidence.
Yes, that's the way it's officially phrased.
Bill Belichick in his first year as a head coach, and Chuck Knox in his 23rd.
Watch the left arm of Warren Williams. That comes underneath the 52.
on the line when he came down.
It's ruled a touchdown.
Certainly is by Warren Williams and by the officials. Now Gary Anderson, sure of foot, trying to bring the Steelers back to within 3, and he does. Long time to go. 14:54 to play in the game. The Steelers have again come from behind and now again trail by 3. They'll kick it off when we come back. Cleveland Stadium sold out. And seeing what they expected to see when the Steelers and the Browns hook it up, and they trail by 3 as Anderson kicks off. This is Joe Morris. He'll let it go into the end zone and will do well to down it, which he does, and the Browns will go on offense first and 10 at their 20.
Eric Metcalf is hurt on the sideline with a bad shoulder, but back to the touchdown. Watch the linesman, the official on the far side of the field. You can see him standing right underneath the third down marker. And how far he comes onto the field before he officially rules it a touchdown. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, that's a late call, but he got a very good view of where the ball was. It must have broken the plane, and the touchdown stands.
Wind very much a factor, and it's blowing into the Browns. Coming off the open end of the stadium, off Lake Erie. Steelers will work with the wind at their backs the entire fourth quarter. Bernie Kosar sets up now, ready to throw on first down, and instead he goes to the run to Kevin Mack, and on a draw he takes it across to the 25-yard line.
Now, Don, you wonder what's going on here because Pittsburgh comes out in this drive in their nickel package. 6 defensive backs. There's Dave Brazil on the sideline. We got Brian Hinkle and Bernie Kosar going with what worked last week against San Diego. The 2-minute offense.
Kosar 7-2 career versus the Steelers as a starter. Browns have won 8 of the last 10 in this series. Here's a throw to Mack, and then he is submarine. Thomas Everett coming up from the free safety. Got him shin high. Everett giving away about 65 pounds to Kevin Mack. It's a tough customer, Thomas Everett.
Yeah, and you know, we questioned Bernie Kosar about this hurry-up offense, and he said it takes a real commitment by the entire team to go to this offense all the time. So we don't want to make that commitment all the time, but interesting here in the fourth quarter leading, they go to it.
One thing about the Browns, they don't turn the ball over. Only 5 turnovers this season. No interceptions. As Webster Slaughter makes the reception out across the 35-yard line. The Steelers, conversely, cough it up a lot. 19 fumbles, leads the NFL.
8-yard completion to Webster, just the little hitch pass. I guess what they're doing is just because the defensive backs of the Pittsburgh Steelers play so deep when it comes to the nickel package that those hitch patterns are going to work all day long. And Pittsburgh is staying with the nickel package, and Cleveland is staying in the 2-minute offense.
This is what won for them at San Diego. They're leading this game of the Browns 17-14. Kosar constantly checking off, changing plays. Reads every defense as quickly as it'll line. He gives on the handoff for a gain on first down of about 3 yards. Running with the ball is Kevin Mack. And the best backer this season for the Steelers, Greg Lloyd, made the tackle.
He almost stripped that ball away from Kevin Mack.
As we look at the ITT 10-minute ticker. Detroit now with a 10-point lead over the Cowboys. Broncos continue to lead by 3 over the Patriots. San Diego with another John Carney field goal. Inches to within a point of the Seattle Seahawks. It's 17-14 here at Cleveland. Browns with a 3-point lead and the ball. Second down, they need 7. Morris lost the ball. Does draw a crowd. Might be a Cleveland Brown on it. It is.
See, the injury to Eric Metcalf is a big key in this offense. Because they've had Kevin Mack back there, now Joe Morris back there along with Leroy Horde. And Eric Metcalf is a much better receiver than any of those guys. Watch what happens. It's handed off to Morris, and he never gets it clean, and he's looking upfield.
Looks like Ed King, Trump. He got the ball back for Cleveland.
Boy, Pittsburgh had its chances there. Carnell Lake with a shot at it. Now a big third down chance here for the Steelers to get the ball back.
Goes out in the shotgun. Needs 12 with his third down throw.
Langhorn.
Hit ball. It's a pick. And then Johnson had it and loses it, and he recovers it. I think it's an interception.
No, it's not. It's ruled an incomplete pass.
Johnson had it and ran a couple of steps with it.
Well, the replay can review it. The ball was intended for either Brennan or Langhorne, right over the middle. And I'm telling you, the ball has bounced Bernie's way today.
Watch this, though, Trump. He runs with the ball when he gets it.
Well, Cleveland's going to punt in a hurry here. 1, 2. No, he never had control of it, Don.
Okay. Ryan Hansen is the punter for the Cleveland Browns. It's a 4th and 12 play, so if they drew the Steelers offside, it will not give them a first down. There's Brandon.
He was the one that moved.
David Brandon, who's had big interceptions the last 2 games.
5 yards, 4th down.
Brandon doing some barking.
Well, one of the Steelers, on the punt team, you don't go on a snap. On a sound. When the ball is hiked, that's when everybody moves, and the Steelers tricked him.
Hansen will hit the ball from about his 20-yard line. Rod Woodson is back. He's a man that troubles any coverage team. Here comes Woodson. Out of bounds at the 35, and then 2 markers come in after the play.
Flags on the play as he's run out of bounds by number 43, Joe King.
Clock stop with 11:27 to play in the game, and the Browns in the lead over the Steelers 17-14.
Illegal pushing the back. Pittsburgh. Subtract 15 yards from that return. Pittsburgh has the long field.
Illegal block in the back. Number 55 on the return. 10 yards. First down.
Jerry Olszewski called for the illegal block. To the dismay of Coach Knoll, whose Steelers have been troubled by penalty after penalty this season. Offense, sprained shoulder. Here's Warren Williams with 2 arms on the ball. He fights on first down for a substantial gain out to the 28-yard line before inside backer Richard Brown tackled him.
Well done. The Pittsburgh offense got to feel pretty confident here. Last drive, they took it right down the field. Had the ball for a long time. Very patient drive by Joe Walton and his offense. And for the Cleveland Browns defense now, there's a little jeopardy here. They didn't look very good in that last drive.
Walton, a believer in a multiple set offense. Give a defense a lot to think about. He came to the Steelers after 7 years as a head coach of the New York Jets. O'Donnell looks. Fires! He's got a man, but the ball is too far for Merrill Hodge to run under. O'Donnell, with the big gun, he really unloaded, falling off and threw it off his back foot, actually, and got it about 50 yards downfield, but Hodge couldn't get under it.
You see the stunt up front, 92 of the Cleveland Browns tries to get around outside, can't quite do it. And O'Donnell does throw it down. Interesting, he told us yesterday that his big receiver at Maryland was Farrell Edmonds, tight end for the Miami Dolphins. That's a big target. Pittsburgh, 8 of 11 on 3rd down conversions.
Now 79,000 kick in, making it tough again on O'Donnell with a 3rd down and long 5 play. There was motion in the Pittsburgh backfield.
3rd and 10.
Leroy Thompson. Looks like a Canadian Football League play. Guys running before the snap of the...
62, offense, 5 yards, 3rd down.
Calling Tunch Ilkin on it.
Well, you could have taken your choice. Tunch went back, and Leroy went forward. Take your pick. We don't care. It's a penalty.
So far in the game, the Browns have 248 total yards. The Steelers 218 yards. Neither team has run the ball consistently. Cleveland with 69 rushing yards. Pittsburgh with 58. Just 1 turnover. An early interception of Neil O'Donnell at the Browns turned into a touchdown. Their first one. Now a tough throw for O'Donnell. 3rd and 10. Here comes a 5-man rush. He fires it out. It's Lewis Lips, and he has it. First down, Steelers. As O'Donnell stands in and drills it out right where it had to be, 11 yards downfield.
Lips, the outside receiver, just runs the out. It looks like Clay Matthews, 57, is supposed to be the underneath help. Can't quite get there. And O'Donnell has shown a very strong arm today.
Neil O'Donnell, the youngest of 9 children, had 4 brothers who were all good college football players. Only younger brother Neil made it to the big time and appears to be a guy with the stuff to be there a long time.
Yeah, you know, he appears to be unaffected by this Steeler-Cleveland rivalry. This is his first, and he steps right in there and has performed admirably.
I know you, Trump, have played on this field many times as a Cincinnati Bengal.
Good catch is ruled on the field. Play is being reviewed.
I like that. The NFL this year is asking the officials on the field to decide to make a call, announce to everybody what the call is, and then the replay guy has something to go off of. 1, 2, easily a catch. Chuck Noll was shaking his head. Come on, if that's not a catch.
A second look that tells the story. Our producer today for NBC Sports is Victor Frank.
First down.
Our director, Richard Klein. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Terry O'Neill. We have 10:20 to play at Cleveland Stadium. The temperature dropping. Wind is gusting off the lake. Steelers working with the wind. If it is an advantage, Halloween's coming up. Although it looks like Halloween every home game here at Cleveland Stadium. Whoa, free ball.
I think Cleveland got it.
They signal that they do. Now the official says the Steelers have it.
Who's got it? Yeah, there's a man down there. Let's see him. Watch him get up. Who's the hero of this particular play? Still can't pick out his number. Warren Williams. Warren Williams comes up with the football.
That could have been a game changer. The Browns got the ball down on this portion of the field.
He never gets the ball. Michael Dean Perry almost gets a shot at it, and then Warren Williams comes up with it. They had 6 fumbles last week, lost only 1, but it's a wasted play. Joe Walton says wrong formation or personnel, got to take another timeout. What happened on the snap, he's saying? What happened on the snap?
Didn't get to me. Dermody Dawson, the center, and a good one. Back after this. 2 left to play. The Steelers down by 3, and they are down to 1 timeout left in the game from.
A close one like this, you hate to waste a timeout, but they had to because of the wrong personnel.
Second down and 13. O'Donnell takes a look. It's slapped back at him. Might have been Clay Matthews.
You got it.
5 times a Pro Bowler at outside linebacker. Now while we have a moment, let's go to NFL Live. Bob?
All right, Don, at the Kingdome in Seattle, the Seahawks widen their lead over San Diego to 17-9. Dave Craig drills this 5-yard touchdown pass to Mike Tice. And Seattle, with a record of 4-4 and winners of 3 of their last 4, has playoff aspirations, and they're not too far out of it in the AFC West. Don?
Thank you, Bob. 9:28 to play in the game. Steelers, who've had problems on 3rd downs, have been successful today. All season long, they've been the worst. Today, they've completed 9 of 12, converted them. There's a throw and a long one. Lips goes down with the ball on the play of the game.
What a catch.
3rd down and 13. And the fleet Lewis Lips gets it on a dive for a 1st down.
He runs straight up the field, Don, but they flood the area. You can see Cleveland's defense is confused. Midfield is expecting someone behind him. But it looks like Odie Harris, 38, is very late getting there. That's now Lips' 5th catch for 70 yards. And it's a big one on 3rd and 13.
A 32-yard completion. O'Donnell with his biggest hit of the day. To Lewis Lips. Now Hodge tries to run. Browns don't give him much as he takes the ball inside the 35, close to the 34-yard line. We look at the ITT 10-minute ticker. Detroit putting away the Dallas Cowboys at Pontiac, Michigan. Patriots just got a field goal, and they've tied the Broncos in the 4th quarter at Foxborough. As mentioned, Seattle has moved in front now of San Diego 17-9, and Minnesota continues to lead the Cardinals at Phoenix 14-0. 2nd and 8 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Eyes set in the backfield now. Williams, the eye back as they shift out. Hodge, the up back to block. Off target, looking at Lewis Lips.
Oh, he was open, too. Minfield
Again, a big third down arises for the Steelers, who trail by 3.
He just runs the big deep pattern. Now he runs the in, and he has to come back for it. Can't quite get there. O'Donnell throws it just a little bit behind him. This kid has performed very well, except the one interception, the only mistake on the day.
He has performed excellently. Came in with a good rating, 105 quarterback rating. O'Donnell on third down, drills it, and the ball is tipped away. Clay Matthews.
How about that for timing? It makes O'Donnell now 17 of 29 for 211 yards.
Trump, they're sending Anderson out with the wind at his back to try to boom a long one.
Watch Matthews at the last possible second, just before the ball reaches Lewis Lips's hands. Great underneath coverage.
The Steelers are not used to playing on grass fields. This is their first game on a grass field this season, and they only play one other on a grass field, and that's next week at Denver. All the rest on artificial turf, and it's particularly tough for a kicker.
Oh my goodness.
Hard. Oh. Oh, good. Again, they had a problem with the snap and set down, and still Anderson almost hit it. Standing salute for the Browns defense.
He had enough on it, Don. That was halfway up the upright for 52 yards.
Coach Snow felt that one. It hurt.
Every year.
What you can't see here is the snap is low. Dermontti Dawson skips the ball back. Straczynski, the punter, does a great job to get it down, but it just hits the upright. Great job here by the holder. He gets it up. Anderson kicks it certainly far enough. He just can't quite get it to hook in a little bit. Goodness, Chuck Dole says, what's going on today? Everything's going Cleveland's way.
But still a long way to go, and the continuing success of the Cleveland Browns in not turning the ball over has really been the difference in this game. Just one turnover so far in the game, and that turnover was the interception of O'Donnell early, which the Browns turned into a touchdown. Now Kosar goes on first down with a handoff to Mack as the Steelers hunt the ball. So Bernie Kosar now is going to work hard and try to work the clock as best he can. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy. Steelers and the Browns. Well, you've been here many times as a Bengal, and it's a rude welcome, isn't it? You get from these Cleveland fans in a tough place to play.
But I got to tell you, this is one of the best stadiums there is in the country to play. Anytime that you play up here in Cleveland, because of the history of this stadium and the mystique of this stadium and the fact that it's grass and on the lake, this is a wonderful place to play football.
Somebody said there's blood in the bricks of this stadium. It dates back 60 years. And the only guy that wore a face mask in this stadium was the catcher for the Cleveland Indians. The Browns again go to the run on second down as Kevin Mack carried the ball.
Well, Don, they're turning very conservative here.
Misting rain, and not that misting. It's some stuff coming in off the lake. You never know what. The temperature starts to drop.
Belichick on the sideline, and now Cleveland's faced with a 3rd and 5. Brennan has been a big receiver for the Browns in this situation all day long. That's it. They've got the 4 wide receiver set in there, but I think the big key is that Eric Metcalf is not in the game. He's not as big a threat as a receiver as Kevin Mack is.
Ryan Brennan, number 86, comes in motion. Watch him. Kosar looks. He's got a problem. Bernie Kosar runs for a first down.
I thought he'd never get there.
Whatever it takes, and it took 7 yards, and Kosar got it.
It's not a thing of beauty when Bernie Kosar tucks the ball and runs. I think Brennan was the intended receiver, Don, but there was excellent coverage. He's looking right at him, but they flooded that area, and there's nobody else there. Aaron Jones, 97. Gets there to make the tackle, but not before Bernie makes the first down.
The Browns now set up at their 47-yard line. Howard set. Ready to run the ball with Kevin Mack as the I-back. Kevin Mack. Didn't get much. Steelers putting helmets on the football, trying to free it up, but the Browns just don't turn it over. Now let's go back to NFL Live. Bob?
Don, midway through the fourth quarter, the Broncos and Patriots still tied at 6 in Foxborough. Pats had a chance to take the lead, but Jason Starofsky's 25-yard field goal attempt was blocked by Dennis Smith. New England got field position after a fumbled kick by Denver gave them a chance, but they couldn't cash in.
Not a bad club, though, those Patriots. Sound defense. Holding Elway and the high-powered Bronco offense to 2 field goals so far. 4:39 to play here. Browns with the ball and a 3-point lead. Kosar hands off to Matt. Not much there. Shut down quickly by the Steeler defense. Backer Brian Hinkle, number 53, red run, and there's a Brown shaken up.
Well, I tell you what,
Like Bernie.
Steelers are in a tough spot here, and the reason they're in a tough spot, that's Tony Jones, T-Bone Tony Jones. The reason they're in a tough spot, there's 4:13 to go. They're down by 3 points, and they have but 1 timeout. And when you're in a close game, you want your defense to stop the clock for you. The offense can stop the clock by throwing the ball into the ground or out of bounds. So those 2 times earlier here in the second half where Pittsburgh had to take timeouts has really put a hurt on the Steelers' defense, or their chances to win this game, not just the defense.
This is a very adverse development for the Browns. Tony Jones is playing, has been terrifically at left tackle. A huge tackle. But with good quickness, last week he took Junior Seau, the Pro Bowl linebacker of the Chargers, who comes on blitzes from every area. He was picking him up all day and knocking him down. While Tony's helped off, we'll remind you that this telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League, is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Cleveland Browns and the National Football League is prohibited. This game is the property of the National Football League, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. All rights are reserved.
Let's see who's in there. I think Paul Farron has taken Jones's spot at left tackle.
Brennan is slotted to the near side. 3rd down. Browns need 7. Kosar takes a look. Ball is slapped down. The Steeler defense rises up and stops Cleveland on 3rd down. And with 3:48 left to play, the Steeler offense is going to get the ball back as they drop back Rod Woodson to punt return.
Yeah, that may be the most dangerous part of this, kicking the ball to Rod Woodson.
His friend Sam White calling him the best kick returner I'll ever see.
He's the highest paid Pittsburgh Steeler.
Reportedly getting between 1.3 and 1.5 million. Had an extended holdout, arguing that he's a Pro Bowl player at 2 positions, cornerback and kick returner. Ergo, 2 salaries paid. High snap, fielded by Hansen, end over end kick. Woodson will take it on the run, and here he comes. Good coverage by the Browns, gets him at the 22-yard line. Art Modell in the next booth. He might be ready to tape his ankles and send him out there. He's ready to go. Tonight it's the real-life, all-new adventures of Mark and Brian when they enlist the Army to take on the tank crews and prepare for war. Then it's an all-new episode of the weirdest show on TV, Erie, Indiana, followed by James Garner and Man of the People and Robert Guillaume in Pacific Station. Then it's the network television premiere of the box office hit White Palace, starring Susan Sarandon and James Spader, tonight on NBC. There's Art. He isn't in Netcom most of this game. It's been a good one with 3:36 to go. Here's O'Donnell stepping in, throwing a hard ball to the near flank, but it's too low. And 2nd down and 10 comes up for the Steelers and their young quarterback. Lewis Lips was the intended receiver. Galloway getting instructions from Joe Walton. Get downfield 11 yards and get open.
He said 2 tights, split right something to Callaway. I'm not sure what. Not been good for Pittsburgh here in Cleveland Stadium over the last 8 or 9 years.
is just like they like it, though. Wind blowing, a misting rain coming in, temperature dropping, and Merrill Hodge running hard on second down. He's out to the 28-yard line. Tackled on the play by Richard Brown.
Now again, now that clock, Pittsburgh's enemy, and the lack of timeouts. Just one left in this game unless it goes to overtime. There it is. I can't tell you, when you're wasting timeouts in the third quarter and the beginning of the fourth quarter, man, do you pay at the end of the football game when you're behind.
Coach Noel has seen all this before. You can't show him anything he hasn't seen, but he's churning on the sideline. You know that. As third down comes up for O'Donnell and the Steeler offense. Throw, catch, first down Pittsburgh out to the 33-yard line. Dwight Stone running a down pattern and hooking back at the ball. And O'Donnell, releasing before the break, is right on target for a 5-yard gain, what they needed.
Again, just a simple out. It's Blaylock, the man in coverage when the play starts. He just runs the out, makes sure he gets the first down. Now, Don, here's another factor about the Pittsburgh offense. When the plays come in from the sideline, latter stages of the game, it really takes a lot more time. And Pittsburgh should be in a hurry-up situation here with 2:15 to go.
Hodge runs. Merrill Hodge gets across the 40. On a first down carry, he got 9, and that's going to take us down to the 2-minute warning. 8-yard gain on the play as the Steelers, who were a lackluster football team today, come out fighting. Still behind, though, down by 3 with 2 minutes to go. Noel, with his team coming up to a 2nd and 1 play. Belichick, head coach of the Browns, a defensive specialist. His defensive coordinator, Nick Saban, who was the coach of Toledo last year. Here's O'Donnell dumping it off. Ball, a huge play by Pia Sangapolitelli. Easy for me to say.
Well, you said it right, and Pittsburgh's got to go for it here on 4th down.
It's 3rd down.
Excuse me, 3rd down.
They do have to go on 4th if it comes to that, though.
Yes, they do. I mean, there's no question about it. And
Belichick,
they are 11 of 15 in 3rd down conversions.
.55 to play. Cleveland 17. Their arch rivals, the Steelers, 14. 3rd and a short 2. O'Donnell stands in, takes a look, makes the throw. It's a first down connection. Merrill Hodge swinging out of the backfield out to the Pittsburgh 48-yard line.
Joe Walton is saying to the line of scrimmage. To the line of scrimmage. Now hand signals from O'Donnell.
On first down, O'Donnell fires hard again, but he's a bit low for Callaway down at the 35-yard line of Cleveland. It stops the clock with 1:33 to play. This time it's Dwight Stone, the fastest Steeler, coming in with the play. Might be a fly to him.
I have a feeling, Walton, they're called 2 plays, not just 1.
Timeouts of the essence, and the Steelers are down to 1.
49-yard line of Pittsburgh, 2nd down 10.
Browns led 10-0 in this game. It was 10-7 at halftime. Browns opened a 17-7 lead. Now it's 17-14. Here's a blitz, and Matthews gets O'Donnell back to the 38.
Oh, he takes the last time out. Oh, no! Inside 2 minutes, the clock stopped during a sack to reset the sticks and the offense. O'Donnell did not have to take the time out there, but he does. Matthews was untouched, Don.
Nobody laid a glove on Clay Matthews.
Came from the backside of the offense, untouched to O'Donnell. Big defensive call that time by Nick Saban, if in fact he made it. I think that's the first sack of the day that the Cleveland Browns have had against O'Donnell.
There's Bill Belichick, who was the Giants defensive coordinator under Bill Parcells when they won the Super Bowl last January, and then came to Cleveland and said he didn't bring all the superstitions Parcells taught him, but he did bring the defensive football he learned. He said, with Parcells, you got to be sure the elephant is pointing the right way, the statue of the elephant is sitting in the right chair, the pennies that...
Pittsburgh now in deep trouble. No timeouts. The philosophy of the defense changes dramatically. You protect the sideline. On Pittsburgh's plus side, with Gary Anderson in the way he kicks, they really only need about 30 yards. But this lack of timeout has really got Pittsburgh in a bind here.
The Steelers up against it. 3rd down and 19. Marker is down as O'Donnell throws. It's a pick. It's an interception, but let's see what the penalty is. If it's a holding, the Browns take over and can run it out.
It may be defensive offside. But the tackle moved too.
The Steelers are saying it's against Cleveland.
It's the defensive end, near side defensive end, 98 Anthony Pleasant in the neutral zone. But it did appear that the offensive tackle broke out of his stance too.
Number 92, defense, 5 yards.
Michael Dean Perry.
They got the wrong number.
They said 92. That's Michael Dean.
It was not Michael Dean.
Okay. We'll accept that. It does give a breath of life to the Steelers, down by 3. 79,000 up and cheering. 3rd and 14. Here's a blitz by Matthews. O'Donnell stands in, delivers the ball, and it's not free. And 4th down comes up.
They're complaining about interference.
Oh, it's close, I'll tell you.
Callaway fell down. Callaway slipped and Minifield went right over the top of him.
Yep.
There's contact, but you're allowed to go for the football if you're a defender. Chuck Noll disagrees. 1991, they've yet to make a 4th down conversion.
Not many can when it's 4th and 14. The game rides on this play. The Steelers fail to convert. They're gone. O'Donnell stands in. He throws. It's picked off by Matthews on the run. Clay Matthews with a lineman to beat. And Matthews, who had the sack of O'Donnell earlier, runs it back, and the Cleveland Browns will beat their arch rivals, the Steelers.
Intended for Stone. Intended for Green. Matthews right in front of him.
You're not going to fool him. He's been doing this too long.
He was playing center field waiting for that one.
He doesn't want a lateral. You remember that infamous lateral he had against Houston?
Yes.
They still kid him about that. Ernie Kosar touches down the ball, and the clock will run out. The Steelers powerless to stop the clock with 58 seconds to play.
Well, Matthews has been in the most Cleveland-Pittsburgh football games as a Cleveland Brown. So it's apropos that Matthews should make the interception, and head coach Chuck Noll, oh no, he says.
That's it. Lights out. Cleveland Stadium rocking, shaking, as 79,000 salute the Browns, who last week came out of a 3-game slide to beat the San Diego Chargers in overtime, and today they beat the Steelers, and now Cleveland goes to 4-4, and good things could be ahead. The employee owners of Avis salute the game's MVP.
Clay Matthews with the interception. Not only is he the player of the game, but in the circumstances with just over a minute to go in the 4th quarter, his team leading by 3, he makes the play of the game.
As the winner of the We Try Harder Award, Avis, the official car rental company of the NFL. Now we look at the Canon camcorder replay of the game.
Perfect situation for Clay Matthews back there playing center field on 4th down and 13. And that saves the victory for the Cleveland Browns.
The knockout punch put on by the second interception today of Neil O'Donnell. This one by Clay Matthews. And the Browns come away on their home field with a 17-14 win. Ernie Kosar is keeping that game ball.
Every time these two teams play, Don, I shouldn't say every time. Most times when these two teams play, it is very close and it's down to the wire.
There's a guy who almost turned it the Steelers' way, Rod Woodson. Cleveland Browns next week head downstate to Cincinnati to take on the winless Bengals, who were beaten badly again today, losing at Houston. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Terry O'Neill. The producer of today's game, Victor Frank. Director, Richard Klein. Technical director, Dick Ellis. For Bob Trumpy, this is Don Criqui at Cleveland Stadium, where the Browns are a victor over the Pittsburgh Steelers by a score of 17-14. Now, stay tuned for the Old Spice NFL postgame report coming up right after this.